After getting bounced by the Nuggets during last year's playoffs, it felt like any chance the Lakers had of competing in the LeBron era was basically over. I mean, LeBron's gonna turn 40 this season. AD, while still very dominant, is another year older. But fast forward 3 games into this season, JJ Redick might have turned things around.
I mean, maybe Darvin Ham's just the dumbest coach on the face of the earth, because JJ Redick through 3 games, and it is only 3 games, so small sample size, but he's got them playing real well.
Before we start talking about how dominant the Lakers have been, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So after the Lakers made the conference finals in 2023, I had a ton of optimism for them going into next season. I mean, I'm not a Lakers fan, but I'm maybe the biggest LeBron you-know-what rider on this entire platform, so I just want to see him get that 5th ring.
I mean, when you were tweeting about him like a week or so ago, you had to throw in handsome in there.
Of course.
Exactly, right? Yeah, I mean, I like LeBron. He was my favorite player growing up, but unlike you, my Lakers hate just overrides my love for LeBron, so I still can't support him while he's wearing the purple and gold. But during that offseason, it looked like they made the team even better. They brought in Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, brought back Rui Hachimura and D'Lo, and then they started the season 3-5 and went on to be a play-in team.
I mean, they did win that in-season tournament.
That means something. It's a banner.
Yeah, got a banner, got their medals, I think it was, not a ring, but some medals. But after the previous season, the offseason, they were talked about as like a top 4 seed, possibly. Once again, you're fighting for the play-in. To me, that was a big disappointment. They didn't get swept by the Nuggets, but once again, they got worked. They lost in 5. And for me, it just felt like at this point, the LeBron era and the Lakers, it was going to be more play-in teams, barely making the playoffs, and a first-round exit. Like a good team, but just a team that's always out in the first round.
Just a frustrating team, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. In this past offseason, they really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, they did fire Darvin Ham, if you want to count that as something, but it was kind of something that everyone in the world knew was basically inevitable. And then their coaching search, they offered UConn coach Dan Hurley a 6-year, $70 million contract that he declined, I believe, to take a lower extension to stay at UConn, which not a great look. I know Hurley's got a great thing going at UConn, back-to-back national championships, but turning down a more lucrative extension from what most people would say is the job in the NBA to stay at UConn is not a great look.
So they bring in JJ Redick, and I had no idea what to think of this. Obviously, JJ Redick knows ball. Yeah. I mean, dude played 15 years. He's been extremely active in the NBA media scene, had that podcast, had the other podcast with LeBron. Like, clearly the dude knows his stuff. If you listen to him talk about basketball for 5 minutes, you know the dude knows his stuff, but it didn't help with the whole GM narrative.
Yeah, LeBron bringing in his podcast partner to be his coach.
And then fast forward to the draft, the biggest narrative of the entire draft, even besides like who's going to be the first pick, all that was, are the Lakers taking Bronny with the 57th pick? And we'll get to that. But first, what a pick taking Dalton Knecht with the 17th pick. I saw him in some mock drafts as like a top 10 pick, lottery guy. You get him at 17th, the dude who's got experience, he can come in and play right away, can shoot, had a couple games in the tournament where he shot the lights out. This was a perfect fit.
I mean, there were some mock drafts, I think, that had the Blazers taking him at 7, right? Yeah, so
crazy.
You get him at 17, like you said, not only is it best available, but it's perfect fit. They needed spot-up shooters badly. They got one. And then, of course, in the second round at 57, they take Bronny. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, nepotism, oh, like, they don't like it. It's like, on one hand, I get that. On the other hand, it's like, who cares? It's the 57th pick in the draft. It's not the 7th pick in the draft. And this is my thing. It's always been with, like, Thanasis on the Bucks. It's like, what would you rather have? A guy who's never going to play, or a guy who's never going to play and keeps your best player happy?
Hey, at least he's going to sell jerseys.
He's going to sell jerseys, yeah. Like, if Bronny around keeps LeBron in a good mood, if it's the 57th pick, I don't really see the problem.
Yeah, I have no problem whatsoever with that. But besides that, it was a very quiet offseason. Like, they really didn't sign anyone, at least anyone that's going to make the rotation. So you lose Taurean Prince, you make the coaching change, you bring in Knecht and Bronny, but there wasn't some blockbuster move that made me think, oh, the Lakers are going to be way different this year. So going into this season, I mean, in our 3 words or less video, I said play-in team. Like, I thought it was going to be the same thing. Sure, you had a coaching change. That could maybe shake things up a bit, but besides that, no major moves. On top of that, Bron and AD are another year older, so I just thought another year of the play-in. Weirdly enough, the Lakers hater over here was a little bit more optimistic than me.
Okay, I was moved by LeBron and AD's performance in the summer for Team USA. Like, they both played really well. The Captain America led us to that gold medal. I was like, okay, like at that tournament, they still very much looked like 2 guys who could lead an NBA team to a championship. I mean, LeBron, I think, was outside of Steph, was the best player on Team USA. So I was really impressed with their performance there. And then we got all the reports in the offseason about how much the Lakers players just did not like Darvin Ham, like, which I get, because clearly he was not a great coach. Like, if you look back, it's so much funny. So many of the Lakers fans are posting the clips of like his timeout huddles, and he's just like, be aggressive, like just like the most like cookie cutter things you could say in a timeout. So I was like, okay, LeBron and AD still look great. Darvin Ham wasn't getting the most out of the roster. You bring in JJ Redick, like, I think they could get better with a better coach, you know, better scheme, get AD involved more. So I was like, I don't know if they're going to be the best team in the West, but I think they could be better. And so far, they've been phenomenal. I mean, it's only 3 games, but they're 3-0 for the first time since 2011.
Yeah, they've all been at home, but like the competition has been pretty tough. You play the Timberwolves, who just made the conference finals. Sure, they changed things up. It's going to take time for them, but that's a great win. You come back against the Suns, who, you know, they're the Suns. Who knows what to think about them, but
playoff team at least.
Yeah, playoff team at least. And then you beat the Kings, who didn't make the playoffs last year, but with DeMar DeRozan, they look like a playoff team again. They do have a 5-game road trip. Who knows? But that is a very good start. And for a team who started 3-5 last year and then 2-10 the previous year, and you had to claw back just to make the play-in.
You can't rest LeBron and AD down the stretch of the season because you need wins.
Yeah, so maybe this season you start good, you're in position to make a top 4 seed. I think if you're a Lakers fan, you have to have a lot of optimism. In the second half of that, this dude AD, man, he has been crazy.
I mean, is he the top of the MVP ladder so far? It's 3 games, but 34 and 11 per? Like,
I mean, I think he has to be. I always love like the MVP of the first week of the season.
Well, wasn't he getting MVP chance like in the first game?
Do you hear that?
Of the season?
I mean, you have to say he's up there if he keeps playing like this. Bron, his numbers haven't popped off, but he took over for that Kings game down the stretch. The rest of the starting lineup, you know, it's solid. Rui Hachimura, I've been very impressed by. Austin Reeves has been good. D'Lo is D'Lo, you know. He's gonna shoot well in some games.
He's gonna frustrate you other games.
Yeah, so who knows? They even have like their future picks still. Like, I think there's 1 or 2 they don't have, but they could make a move still if they feel confident in this team. And most importantly, the Nuggets look like
Yeah, the Nuggets don't look good. Like, the thing that's been in your way the past 2 years doesn't look like it's quite the same. I'm going to give the Nuggets the benefit of the doubt because they have been so good for a while, but so far this season, they don't look great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Thunder are the team to beat. The Thunder have looked insane, but besides that, the Timberwolves, I mean, they had that big change. It could be tough for them. The Nuggets look bad. Mavericks will still be good. Clippers aren't going to be there. Like, the West is a little bit more open this season, and with the Lakers starting like this, who knows what could happen. So what do you guys think? Are you buying into the Lakers early on, or is it too early to tell? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like, and hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well, and don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.